Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Donkey Kong Country. In this episode we're going to be doing Vine Valley and starting with Vulture Culture. This one is not alliterative, but it actually does rhyme, so I mean they have to go for some kind of word like that. And this is actually the level where we're going to be battling the mini versions of the Neckies. They're called the Mini Neckies. And just so you guys know, all the vultures in this game, yeah, they're all called Neckies. The boss of the previous world was actually called Master Necky. I mean, they just say, just go by Necky for the main name here, but yeah, that's just what it was called, Master Necky. So, Vine Valley, I would have to say that much. This is actually where the game will really start to test your skills, because there's going to be a lot of challenges coming in here, and, that much I will definitely say, that, that the game does get pretty challenging. I'll say that much, though, so you best be prepared for that one. Alright, so now we have another challenge here, and our next new animal buddy here. This here is Espresso the Ostrich, and Espresso is very fast on his feet. Well, actually, more on his sneakers, though. You can see he's wearing some nice little sneakers there. But yeah, he's very fast, and he can also be able to fly for some short periods here. So if you just rapidly tap the B button, well, which is, the jump button in this game, then you'll be able to fly. Unfortunately, he's the weakest, or one of the weakest of the animal buddies, where, he can't exactly jump on the enemies, though. But he is able to bypass some certain enemies, such as flat traps, so that's one good thing about it, though. Now, I actually remember there was actually this one area where if you go to the other side of the wall, that there's that giant token to get like a to get like more of the tokens like at ×2. But I forgot about that when I recorded this, so so I wasn't able to get that one though. But I was able to get as many of the mini tokens as I could. Look at that, 403 tokens, and so that'll give me some 4 extra lives here. So yeah, with that many lives I have at my disposal, it looks like I won't really be getting a game over anytime soon. Now, these mini Neckies here, yeah, they will just, they'll regurgitate their nuts as well. Yes, they always do regurgitate nuts here, all of them do, and, no, again, not in a sexual way here, but, yeah, that's what they do. But, just either jump on them or just toss barrels at them. Oh, yeah, this bonus room, I don't really like this one, but yeah, see, I just died right in there. Well, I didn't really die, per se, though, I just failed the bonus room. But those ones I don't really like very much, though, because, you're basically just having to constantly jump on the clap traps, and then they'll bring out the banana bunches, but it actually never ends until you get to the 10th, or jump on them for the 10th time. But each time you do so, they will actually they'll actually pull off their invincibility frames, and that actually kind of takes a while, and then that is a little more risky for you to get hit by them. But they also get faster as well. So yeah, it's mainly because of their invincibility frames that that were one of the reasons why I didn't really like those kind of bonus rooms. Now, I gotta say, these kind of stages, I gotta say, I love the background for this here. Like, you can see all the shadow, the silhouette trees right there in the background, the way the lights are. It's so gorgeous to look at. And, kudos to Rare for being able to, for this kind of art style of this game here. And it's, very impressive by Super Nintendo standards. And, that's, one of the reasons I really gotta say that Donkey Kong Country is, it's very stylized and all that. It's one of the best looking Super Nintendo games. I mean, don't get me wrong, other games like, let's say Super Mario World, I mean, they're very colorful and all that, though. Like, especially in Super Mario World's case, it's, they're very colorful and whimsical, and, and it actually still looks really nice and beautiful at the same time. But this one, oh, God. I said it before, I'll say it again. The graphics in this one and the art style really knocks it out of the park. It's so stylized and detailed here. Oh, yeah, by the way, folks, if you want to get to that bonus room, you want to make sure to follow that Necky, and then head over to and just jump on him, and then that's when you get to that barrel there, the barrel cannon, where you get to that bonus room. And we are going to spell out K-O-N-G, and that spells Kong, and an extra life for us. Yay! Look at that. Diddy's so proud of himself for that. And he's giving me a wink. That's cool. Thank you, Diddy. That's very nice of you to give me a wink. Tell me what a good job I did. Hey, you did a good job too, so. Man, this game, I gotta say, this game's amazing. Just going back to it and just having fun with it again. Having fun with it. I love this game. I really do. And I mean, I know there's gonna be a lot of challenges here, and it can be a kind of a hard game though. But it is a fun kind of challenging. I will say that much though. And granted, yeah, there could be some. I mean, it could be frustrations along the way though. But I don't know. It's one of those games where I might get frustrated with in some certain levels though, but I never really throw my controller down at all, though, because, because, I don't know, I have a feel-good kind of a thing about it here, and this is something I really love what games do, is that, you play it, and then it gives you a really feel-good kind of thing, and, it's one of the reasons why that, just going back to playing those games, it just really makes me want to play more, like, for replay value is what it is. And this game is such a good job. It's such an amazing game. I love it. And, Donkey Kong Country is just no slouch about it. And, and it really shows, it actually does mark the whole legend for Rare. When they made this game, just collabing with Nintendo, and then they went and just got this game out here. And, and despite, maybe some of their ups and downs, though, I mean, well, I guess especially more so with, in Microsoft's case, though, but just starting out, they were really going strong with these games here, and it shows. It really does show. So, that's another thing about it. And, and not to mention, I did say a lot about the art style here. God, yeah, this game is so great to look at. Because, the way the way the styles are, all the textures and details and all that, it's, again, really impressive by Super Nintendo stands. Even the background of the level select, look at this. It's all the way the sky is and all that, and oh god, it's so gorgeous to look at. And oh man, and not to mention the music. Again, the music, the whole soundtrack really does fit well with the whole aesthetic of Donkey Kong Country and everything here. The way the ambience is, and the atmosphere and all that. Just to make it all atmospheric. And yeah, David Wise is such an amazing composer for this whole thing here. It really does fit the whole setting. And so yeah, this game is so very well crafted. And, just a really great idea. So Rare was definitely had something going for it. Just for how strong this is here. And it's just, man, what else can I say? It's a fantastic game. I love this game. All right, so this next one here, yeah, they're basically just going to be holding on to the, well, they say they're like vines, but they're actually more like ropes, so. This one, it can be nerve-wracking, though. Well, actually, especially more so if you're just going after the bonus rooms, which is what I'm doing, though. But you're actually just going past either these zingers or those neckies along the way. And yeah, I would say, like, the two variants of the zingers, like the yellow ones, they're more likely to move around a lot. And maybe the red zingers to some extent, but usually they're pretty stationary. Well, I mean, this red zinger is actually just moving around here, but the red zingers, I will say, they're actually indestructible, unlike the yellow ones, because the yellow ones you can actually be able to kill just by tossing barrels at them, but that's like, the only attack there is, or for some certain animal buddies. Red zingers, yeah, they're completely indestructible, so you can't really do anything about them, though, so your best bet is to actually avoid them. Some people might be wondering, is like, wait, why are the zingers red? Like, are the bees or the wasps usually yellow? Well, fun fact, folks. There actually are red wasps here. Yeah, red wasps. The wasps that are red, they actually do exist in real life. So it actually, in a way, actually does make sense for the zingers to be red, because that's what it'd be in real life. But still terrifying all the same, because again, I always get scared shitless by wasps anyway. So. Let's see. So that was another bonus room we did. I actually do get real lucky with these kind of bonus rooms here. Like, especially, whenever you have to take a closer look at where the token is, and then you just have to select the barrel, which is hiding in, though. You have to have some real good eyes here. So that's what I usually do, just go into those. And, especially, since I'm doing this post-commentary, and then whenever I record, then I have to, focus so deeply and intently on where the where the token is. So out of that way, I just select it here, so that way they'll all know here. So. Anyway, so yeah, what I'm doing here is that I'm actually picking up this barrel and putting it down. So the way to actually put down the barrel gently without having to toss it, if you press and hold down on the control pad, then and then just let go. Well, you have to let go of the X button. I think it was like the X button, or no, was it the Y button? Yeah, I'm taking a closer look at my Super Nintendo controller. So sorry if you're hearing the noise here. Oh, it's the Y button. Okay, all right, yeah, I had to make sure here. So I keep thinking it's like either X or Y or something like that, though. But no, the Y button is actually where you actually grab on things like barrels. So yeah, sorry if you're hearing the noise from the chair here. I had to look at my old Super Nintendo controller. So so yeah, basically, if you you're holding the items with by holding the Y button. And then to put the barrels down, you just have to press or hold down on the control pad and then let go of the Y button, and then the character will actually just go in and gently put the barrel down. So that way, there you can actually be able to pick it back up again whenever you need to use it again to access some certain bonus rooms here. This level here, this is actually where it's actually a chase kind of a sequence where you see these Nutties and those wheels. But once you go past them, then they will start chasing after you. And since you can't really kill them, because, just by making contact with them, then you can't really, then you actually get killed because of that, though. So, Alright, so this is actually our first instance of, okay, yeah, well, now he's gone, but that was our first instance of actually riding on Espresso. So, yeah, that's actually, what he's capable of, just, just running fast, though. But, again, he's very weak, so, he can't really defend himself against the enemies, though. But he is able to bypass Claptraps, though, so... Oh, yeah, it's actually a pretty obvious kind of a bonus barrel here, just by pointing down on the, you see where the bananas are positioned, you're just forming the arrow here. Now, I'm sure some of you guys might have noticed that I actually did mention something about a Super Nintendo controller that I was using, despite them actually playing this on the NSO. That's because I actually got myself an order the Super Nintendo Pro controller. So that's actually what I'm playing it on. So you can see here that I'm actually I actually got myself the Super Nintendo Pro controller, and that's what I'm using it on. So that way there, when I'm playing Super Nintendo games, then I can actually get a good feel of just actually playing a Super Nintendo game with the actual Super Nintendo controller. So so it might feel a little weird at first, though, because I haven't really been holding on to the Super Nintendo controller for a long time, because I actually did previously own a Super Nintendo console, but I actually prefer just going for the regular controllers, like I do with the N64 controllers on the NSO, like when they have their kind of pro controllers, and so I just prefer using that one here, because I always feel like that it's always designed and meant for using their own kind of controllers here, so that's what I want to use it on. I wish one of the things I actually do regret, when I was doing my Let's Play of Link to the Past, and, well, actually, to be fair, Link to the Past was on the Wii U Virtual Console is what I played it on. But I did my Let's Play Super Mario World on the NSO, so I honestly kind of wish I would have got myself the Super Nintendo controller to play that game. I mean, not to say that, that I actually, not to say that I didn't enjoy that, or the whole Let's Play. I mean, I really did have a good time playing Super Mario World again. It's just I wish I was using the Super Nintendo controller for that one there, but at least I'm actually able to use it on when playing this game here, and also all the other Super Nintendo games, or actually the whole of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy. And so, and I actually do have the N64 Pro controller for for N64 games. That's what I use it on for my Let's Plays of Majora's Mask and Banjo-Tooie. So, and of course that's all going to be the same as well, because the next ones will be on the NSO. All right, so this one's a little interesting here, where you actually spell the names of the animal buddies. So in this case, we're spelling out Winky, and then each time you actually spell those names, then you actually get the tokens for this here. But it doesn't end here, because they'll give you another one. So what it is, I think this bonus room, they actually have you spell the names of all the animal buddies until you get to the end, or until you have actually collected all 3 of the tokens. So in this case, I got the 3rd of Ramby's token, so therefore, I'm actually able to play Ramby's bonus stage. So yeah, we haven't really seen Ramby since the first episode, but this is actually what his stage is like here. So yeah, you can actually collect a shit ton of tokens here just by having him jump from one platform to another on this glacier that we have here. But yeah, so yeah, you're seeing like a lot of the tokens here they actually collect here. Although the timer is actually running a lot faster here, so you do want to try to collect as many as you can, though. But it's still pretty easy regardless to actually just get a lot of tokens. I'm actually getting a lot more so than the other bonus stages of the animal buddies. So let's see, what do I want to talk about here? I think I was talking about like the controllers though, or something like that. The way I was using the controllers, but. Now, actually, one thing I will say... actually, let's talk about those guys here. So, these barrel-throwing orangutans that you see here, those are called Manky Kongs, and, well, they're actually one of the more hostile members of the Kong family, where, I guess it's why they're probably either part of the Kremlin crew or something like that, though, but, yeah, they're actually the enemy Kongs here, and so, what they do is that they will toss barrels at you, so... Very much akin to the original Donkey Kong arcade, where just jump with the barrels here. So it's actually I kind of see that as a callback to just jump with the original Donkey Kong on the arcade, just jump with the barrels here. Oh, they can actually defeat them like that though. Sadly, it doesn't do that sound effect where every time you jump over them does that that kind of sound. That was kind of a missed opportunity, honestly. Though they could have implemented that, but whatevs. I mean, not to lose sleep over though. So. Would have been nice regardless, though, but, just saying. Now, this level here, it actually does have a shit ton of bonus stages. Like, it has, 5, count them, 5 bonus rooms. So, I had to make sure to look up a guide to remember where they were, though, because, like I said, I've never really 100%ed this game, though. I mean, even though I actually did play this game as a kid, but I never really 100%ed the game, though, which, of course, in turn, that would mean having to go through all the bonus rooms. So because of that, I had to actually learn where the bonus rooms are, where the by just looking at my guides over there, I can just be able to show them off for the Let's Play. So, I mean, I know some of you might, of course, be using this as a guide, you know, if you're playing this for the first time and, you know, just wanted to see where the bonus rooms are, well, there you go. So, yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, I was trying to make it over there, but apparently it wasn't possible to get to the other side with Espresso. But one thing to keep in mind, folks, is that when it comes to going to the bonus rooms, you actually don't have to complete the bonus rooms or actually win the bonus rooms to mark the whole levels as completed. Because even if you actually lose the bonus rooms or you actually you know, fall down or you just lose to them, you'll still actually complete the level just by seeing the exclamation mark. So the only thing that really matters is just visiting the bonus rooms. You don't really have to actually win the bonus rooms. It's actually just visiting the bonus rooms that count. So no matter what you do in there, then they're always going to be marked as completed if you go through all of them. Just as long as you actually just visit them at least once is what counts. That way there you can actually complete the levels, and you'll see the exclamation mark right next to there. So that way there the levels will be marked as completed. So anyway, so more of Cranky's rants, and wow, he's really tearing the fourth wall to pieces. As a matter of fact, you know, the fourth wall does not exist to Cranky at all, because, like, you know, he's so meta as hell. And, I mean, you know, granted, I mean, that's so what a lot of people love about him. That's actually one thing that's really charming about Cranky is, you know, he's, like, you know, essentially, like, he's essentially an older version of Deadpool, is what it is here, but, you know, at the same time, you know, he is kind of an asshole, though, so... I mean, you know, he does mean well, you're just getting advice, though, but for the most part, yeah, he can be an asshole, so not much I would say here. Ah, yes, oh, this track here. It's another water level we're going through, though, so, I mean, you know, we're just going through, so, I mean, it's, you know, could be dull for one thing, though, but, oh, God, I can always look forward to these water levels, though, mainly because of the music, aquatic ambience. Oh, God, I love it so much. Sorry, you're gonna hear me gushing about the soundtrack and all that here, and I mean, the same way that I gush about the game's graphics and all that here, so for this here and the music, but God, such beautiful music. What it is? Ah, God damn it. Okay, well, yeah, these guys here, the Clammos, yeah, I think we've already encountered them before previously in Congo Jungle. I think the first water level, but yeah, those Clammos, they actually shoot their pearls and in different positions, like you know, they'll like they actually go for like some certain some certain formations when it comes to shooting the pearls, like in the horizontal position or the vertical position, or actually in all three rows. And they'll also shoot like multiples of them and some of them with diagonal position. So you'll be running them a lot, and yeah, that's actually one thing that's you know, very nerve-wracking, just having to dodge them though. And yeah, it's unfortunate that, you know, because of the fact that you're swimming, then you can't really defend yourself at all. So you have to, so your best bet is to actually avoid the enemies. And these guys they're called Chomps, and there's also the mini ones called Chomps Junior. I think that's yeah, that's what they're called here. So yeah, we have Chomps and the mini versions like a Chomps Junior. At the very least, you know, they're actually just you know, going back and forth, and you know, just not really outright aggressively attacking the player characters or anything like that, though. Not like with fucking Snacker from Banjo-Kazooie, where, you know, as soon as you get into the water, then he just goes right after your ass and tries to bite your ass too. So so at least there's that. But yeah, that's all there's going for, though. It's just, you know, the main threat is definitely the Clammos. And I don't think I was able to talk about the yeah, those guys here, the Croctopus. They always just you know, just move around, and then like in all areas are like all against the wall. So, and then these little mini those little fishies here, those little piranhas, they're called bite size. Yeah, they're not that threatening though, but you know, they come a long way, so you know, just try to avoid them. All right, so now it's boss time. This here is Queen Bee, and basically the queen of all the zingers. And well, I mean, you know, she's not too hard or anything like that though, but what you do is you want to pick up the barrel and then just either toss it over at them, or if you're playing as Diddy Kong, then it's actually best recommended to fight this boss as Diddy, because what you can do is that yeah, he's very fast when it comes to picking up the barrel. So what you do is that you just run right into Queen Bee, and then that's how she takes damage. So DK can't really do that himself though. I mean, he only just holds the barrel up above his head, and so you would just have to toss it over at him. But because of that, then he could still get hurt just by the enemies touching him. But with Diddy though, then he's actually just basically using the barrel as a shield. So you just run into the enemies like that here, and then that's That's how you damage the enemies. Each time you actually hit a Queen Bee, then she turns red, and then she'll just go up and down, and yeah, whenever it's the red color palette, then she's indestructible, just like with all the other zingers too. And then that was it there, so that's all you gotta do. So, you know, not too hard or anything like that, though. Alright, so now our next stop is going to be Gorilla Glacier, and that's the one level that I remember having a lot of trouble with when I was a kid, but you know, there's more to talk about, you know, especially with some stages here, so... Anyways, next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong Country, we're going to be going to Gorilla Glacier for the next world here. So until then, I'll see you guys later.